Hello, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to our class today. So, today we are not going to have a Zoom class, but a video class to talk about the past lessons we have been doing. So, since you are going to write your exams, so we are going to do a revision of what we did in the past, okay? So, we are going to talk about our past lessons today, okay? Hope everybody is okay. Hope you are doing great because teacher is very okay. Now, we are going to look at the various lessons we did in the past. Like last week, we talked about fruits and vegetables. The other week, we talked about the four seasons and other lessons. So I'm going to open our previous lessons. I will explain and I will give you homework at your smart school. Yeah, so and the test, okay? So you have to listen carefully to the teacher while I explain. Now let me see. Okay. So if I open, okay, so if I open this, you realize this is our last lesson, what we did, where we're talking about fruit and vegetables. You looked at this lesson and I asked you, are you hungry? Do you like eating? And you said yes, we answered. So we move on the fruits. So we talked about the various type of fruits, all the fruits, where you were the one that told me the names of the fruits. So you have to know the various fruits and other fruits, not only these ones, okay? There are so many other fruits that we didn't talk about as well. So we looked at the fruits. We also looked at vegetables, and I also told you there are so many types of vegetables that I didn't put here, okay? So in your test, we are going to talk about fruit and vegetables as well, okay? I'm going to ask you questions about fruits, and I'm also going to ask you questions about vegetables. So here we have fruits and veggies, and this and that. So we also have, these are other fruits that I told you we didn't talk about, but they also exist. So we have this, like the jackfruit, the courgette, okra, the shallot, the scarlet eggplant, and the persimmon. Okay, so you have to like go back, look on the fruits and vegetables, everything we talked about last week, because it's going to come in your test. Okay, apart from fruits and vegetables, the week before last week, we talked about domestic animals. So we talked about domestic animals, right? That's domestic and wild animals. So if I scroll down, let me see. Okay, so we talked about wild and domestic animals. And I explained to you what wild animals are and domestic animals. So wild animals, I told you they are mostly animals that are very dangerous to humans. They are very dangerous to people, okay? They live in the forest, they live in the zoo, and in other places where they keep them so they cannot be harmful to people. While domestic animals are animals that can live with you at home, animals that are not very dangerous to people, okay? Animals, they can live with you at home, they can live around your house, you can keep them in the farm. And you go in, you give them food, you play with them, and they are kind. They are not very dangerous to the people, okay? So we also talked about the various type of domestic animals, and we looked at the cat, the dog, the horse, the cow, the pig, the sheep, the goat, the donkey, the duck, the cock, the bear. Now, this from the bear here, we are getting into wild animals, okay? The bear is not a domestic animal, it is a wild animal, okay? So with the wild animal, as we talked about, then we look at the bear, we look at the lion, we also look at the elephant, we look at the giraffe, and I also asked you to describe the giraffe, and somebody told me the giraffe is the tallest animal. It has a very long neck and long legs. Okay, and it feeds on leaves. Yeah. We also have the wolf, as well as the fox. Okay, the monkey, the tiger, the turtle, the mouse, and the kangaroo. The kangaroo. They also had the rhino. The rhino. Okay, the deer, the elk. We had the penguin. We had the crocodile. We had the boar, the zebra. Okay, so we also had the panda, squirrel, uh, hedgehog, beaver. All these are wild animals. Okay, even though like when we talked in our class, we didn't talk about all the wild animals, but there are so many other wild and domestic animals which we did not talk about. So if you want to know more about all the animals, wild animals, all the wild animals, all the domestic animals, then you can check that on Google. Okay, you can check that on Google. So, but in the course of our tests or in the course of our exams, we are going to talk about only the animals that we talked about in the classroom. Okay? So we are not going to talk about the animals that we did not see in the classroom. Okay? Good. So apart from the wild and domestic animals, the last week we also like talk about countries and capitals. Right? We talked about countries and capitals, and we saw the various countries and their capitals. Okay, like we talked about China. What is the capital of China? We talk about Beijing. Somebody say Peking, and teacher say yes, Peking. Peking is when you're talking in Thai. Okay, but in English, if they ask you what is the capital of China, don't say Peking. You say Beijing. Okay, Beijing. We also looked about Tokyo. Tokyo is the capital of Japan. Tokyo is the capital of Japan. Okay, so Japan. So we look at the various countries, capital. We saw Moscow. We saw Russia. We saw Beijing. We saw USA, which is the United States of America. Okay, we also saw New Delhi, which is the capital of India. Okay, as well as Brazil. Brazil is a country, and the capital of Brazil is Brasilia. Okay, then we have Germany. Germany was the capital of Germany, Berlin. Berlin is the capital of Germany. We also had France, and France is a country. And what is the capital? The capital of France is Paris. Paris, okay? Paris, where we have the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower, the large tower that is like this A, okay? It's in Paris. Now we also had England. England, and what is the capital of England? Capital of England is London. London, where we have the London Bridge. You always hear the song, London Bridge is coming down, coming. Okay, so the London Bridge, where is it found? It is found in London, and London is the capital of England. Okay, then we have the easiest. which is Thailand. And what is the capital of Thailand? Okay, so in English, sometimes when you ask students, what is the capital of Thailand? And they'll say, Kuntep. Okay, Kuntep is, yes, the capital of Thailand, but that is the Thai, it's in Thai language, Kuntep. Okay, in English, you don't say Kuntep, you say Bangkok. Okay, so in English, you say Bangkok. What is the capital of Thailand? The capital of Thailand is Bangkok. Okay, good. So we have Bangkok, and here we have the game that's 1 to 20, which I ask you various questions regarding this. Okay, so this is what we talked about in regards to countries and capitals, and it's going to come as well in your test. Okay, so you have to remember what we talked about. Then when we come here, we have long distance relation, long distance. So here we read the passage. We read the passage here about long distance, where again we say James is from Britain. He usually study very hard, but not in the summer vacation. He can relax and have fun. Last week he played golf, he hiked in the forest, he climbed a mountain, he played the piano, he painted a picture, he listened to music, he enjoyed his vacation a lot. He had a lot of fun, but school started today. Now he has to study again. Today he studied math, he studied music, he studied the art. In the art class, he colored a picture, he learned to draw, he enjoyed his school. He enjoyed it. School is fun too. So this is our past lessons, what we did in the past. But you have to remember that we are going to use our past lessons to give the test. Okay? So we answered the question where what sport did James play? He played golf. What did James paint? He painted a picture. What is so this is the past lesson. And we also look at put the words in the correct gap in the dialogue. Okay. What did you do yesterday? I painted my face. I enjoyed it. It was fun. What did you do? I stayed home and did my homework. I listened to music. I listened to music and watch TV. Okay. So we also have the guess the answer to get a point for your team. Yep. What did you do yesterday? What did he do yesterday? He played the xylophone. Was it fun? No, it wasn't fun. No, it wasn't fun. So okay. So here we say talk to your friend and write the sentences. So this our past lessons. So we also had I ate pizza yesterday, where we saw the picture of Ed Pizza, Red last month. Here we're talking about the past tense. Yes, in this lesson, we're talking about the past tense, the things you did in the past in this lesson. So we had to change everything to the past. Like when we are talking about yesterday, you don't say eat yesterday, you say ate yesterday, as well as you don't say read yesterday, read yesterday. Okay, so it is actually the past. We're talking about the past. Like you don't say go last weekend. What do you say? Went last weekend. As well as drink this morning. You don't say drink this morning. You don't say I drink water this morning. No, I drank water this morning. Okay. You don't say I come last night. I come back home last night. No, I came back home last night. So we also look at changing from present to pass. Like in the yellow box, you can see eat. What is the past tense of eat? Ate. What is the past tense of go? Went. What is the past tense of come? Came. What is the past tense of drink? Drank. What is the past tense of write? Wrote. And what is the past tense of read? Read. Okay. So we also read the passage of Rachel, Jeff. Yeah. You listen to the teacher, we talk, and we read the passage. After which we answer the questions. After which we answer the questions. Last weekend, Jeff went to Eric's house. Jeff did homework at Eric's house. Sorry, I don't feel sleepy. It's just that, yeah, I need to drink water. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. We also have Jeff did homework at Eric's house. Rachel went to Ami's house. They made a music video. So we left from there and we look and say, what did you do last weekend? I met Richard last weekend. We told scary stories. Can I come next time? Yes. And teacher asks you to go back home. You write in the green box on your own. Remember, when school will resume, when school will start, teacher is going to check your books, your English chess books, and I'm going to check all the green boxes I asked you to do on your own. So don't forget, I'm going to check all your books. I'll check all the green boxes, as well as I'm going to give you scores on that. Those that will do all the exercises, they'll have like 10 scores. And those that will not do, they'll have 0 score. Okay? So don't forget to do your work. Okay. Now, we also like saw the picture prompts where we use these pictures to ask and answer questions. Okay. Now let's move to the next lesson. What was the next lesson? The next lesson was the 4 seasons. We talked about the 4 seasons. Okay. So the 4 seasons. So when we look at the 4 seasons, first of all, we talk about what is a season. What is a season? A season is one of the 4 periods in a year. Each season has about 3 months. In each season, there are changes in temperature, weather, and the length of daylight. Okay, so for example, in temperature, in some seasons, places are very hot, while in other seasons, places are very cold. Changes in weather. In some seasons, maybe there is rainfall, or maybe there is a weather change, like the sun is too hot and certain things. While in others, there are other different changes in the weather. Okay, as well as the length of day and night. You realize in some seasons you have longer day, shorter night, while in other seasons you will have shorter days, longer nights. Okay, so these are just various examples. So why do we have seasons? Why do we have seasons? Seasons are caused by the Earth's position in relation to the sun. So if you, when you get to higher classes, you're going to learn about the Earth. You realize that the more closer the Earth is to the sun, it changes in seasons. That's places become warm, and the further the Earth moves through the sun, the temperature also changes, which may be cold. Okay, so the seasons change as the Earth moves closer and further away from the sun. Do you know what is a sun? The sun is the thing you see up in the sky that is very hot. Okay, good. So we also have the moon. You have the sun, you have the moon. The sun comes out during the day and the moon comes out at night. Okay, some places don't have seasons. Why? We also talked about this in our last class when we were talking about seasons, right? Some places are close to the center of the earth, near the equator. The equator, do you know what is the equator? The equator is the line that passes across the earth, okay? You are going to learn that when you get to higher classes. Now, don't worry about that now. Then when you get to the higher classes, you're going to know more about that. Okay. Okay, these places do not move closer or further away from the sun. So places that don't have seasons, they don't move. There are places that do not move closer or further away from the sun. They are just like in a particular spot. Okay, because of this, these places stay very warm all year round. So some of these places that don't have various seasons, they either stay very warm all year round or very cold. Okay, let's say for example, Thailand don't have seasons. Yeah, we just have only one season, which is the summer. So we can say Thailand don't have seasons because Thailand doesn't move uh, further or closer from the sun. Okay, so that's why sometimes you ask, what are the seasons of Thailand? Somebody will say hot, hot, hot. Thailand have 3 seasons: hot, hot, hot. No, Thailand have summer. Yeah, Thailand don't have winter. It's cold, but there is no snow. So all the other seasons do not really portray. The main season that portrays in Thailand is the summer, which is the hot. That's why you realize Thailand is always hot, hot. As well as if you go to a country like Russia, Russia too, okay? Cold all year round. Okay, so let's move. Here we saw the first season, which is autumn. Autumn is also called fall because the leaves fall from the trees. In autumn, leaves turn colors of red, yellow, orange, or brown. The weather begins to turn colder in autumn. We also have winter. Winter is the coldest time of the year. Snow falls in winter. Ponds or lakes freeze. Christmas is in the winter too. So the winter is a cold time of the year. Okay. Then okay. Then we also have spring. Spring. In the spring, we get lots of rain. In the spring, we get lots of rain. Flowers begin to grow. In the spring, the leaves turn to grow. The weather starts to get warmer. So we also have the summer. Summer is the warmest time of the year. The water gets warm and we can go swimming. Yep. Yes. There is no school in summer. So it's a time of the year where you relax. You can go to the beach. You can travel around because places are warm and everything is good. Okay. So we are going to end our lesson for today, and teacher is going to give you homework. Okay. So thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, and see you next week. Goodbye, 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 goodbye to everyone. Goodbye to everyone. Goodbye. Somehow we always end up feeling bad. I'm not your dad. It's not what you want from me. I just want you come.